Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you how to claim the area around the door because you were trying to leave and James Brown was like, I'm going with. So what happens, you let him come and James Brown is not going to stay with me, but James Brown is right here, and when you open the door, he's already ahead of you. For a dog, whoever's in front is literally in the leadership position. So what I'm just going to have you do this. I'm going to have you come over here, and when the dog's here, you're going to turn and you're going to walk towards the dog until the dog gets to a certain point. Then I want you to take one step backwards and read the dog. If the dog is where that ball is, as soon as he like lifts up his paw to come forward, not a step, but just lifting up a paw, and the idea is you're going to make sure that he's not allowed to come in. You can establish a boundary wherever you want. You might want to put down like some gaffer's tape so that they can see where the boundary is. So when you're coming or going, they're not allowed to cross that threshold. So for now, let's make it like right about here. So imagine there's a line that's going across right there. You're going to rush towards them until they cross the line. Once they're on that side of the line, they're on base. But if they go around, then turn and block here as well. So let me get out of the shot, and you're going to film her. So walk to the door first, just confidently. Once you get to the door, turn, and walk towards River first. What you might have to do is move some stuff there to block him, because that's a nice little cubby for him. Yeah. I'll tell you what, let's use what we have around. Go ahead and use that like a king, and just kind of, there you go, and just keep, there you go. All right, now just lean it against the wall. Now you're going to address Brown there. So walk towards Brown, just keep walking. There, and edge towards the door. There you go. Turn and face. Now we'll keep walking towards Brown until he crosses the line. Until she crosses the line. Sorry. There you go. Stop right there. Take one step backwards. You're going to try to get behind River, and then walk towards River and make River walk across this line. Perfect. And don't let him cross you. Don't let him. There you go. Beat him to the punch. Stop right there. You go. Perfect. Stay right there. Now Brown, River's like, I don't know what we're doing. Take one step up. Hiss. Now you have a tendency to do two hisses. Try just to do one. Take one step up. He's standing in the back a little bit. Jiggle the door handle, but don't open it. That's called a trigger. So if you saw, I don't know if you can see with the dog, but Brown started to come forward. So jiggle it a couple more times. Oh, no, okay, so Brown sat down. So go ahead and open it, and you can go ahead and move. So you clean up. Go ahead and grab River and put it back in.
River, inside. River.
Brown. That was good. Now, the only thing that's wrong there is she's turning her back to Brown. I understand you're getting River. I'm just narrating so you kind of when you watch it later on. So we want to keep our authority at the dog. That's why we walk backwards to the door. And that was great.
River.
So if you establish a boundary first,
Yeah.
and again, when I step back, I take one step and I pause. And I'm pausing to read the dog. The dog stays stationary, sits down, then I can take another step. The dog starts to get up. I hiss and come forward simultaneously to make it an even stronger move.
Right.
Now you can do this anywhere. If you're in the kitchen cooking, you can establish a boundary there. Now what I would do is temporarily put down, because you have awesome floor, but for a dog it looks like there's a bunch of lines that are kind of crisscrossing. So if you put down some gaffer's tape or painter's tape,
right,
they can see exactly where it is and you can see where it is.
Okay.
So you march at the dog until they get across that line.
Right.
Once they get across the line, you take one step back, pause, read them. Now I usually keep a buffer of about 6 inches from the line inward.
Yeah.
Once they cross the 6-inch line, I hiss. Once they cross the actual painted line or the tape line, then I rush towards them until they get across it. Once they're across, they're on base. Now, I just did a client with a session yesterday, like let's say this is the line. The guy was amazed. After we established it, the dog came up
Wait, can I?
right to the edge.
Yeah.
Please.